Hello and welcome to this course on how to create a basic 3D game. This is a game about resource gathering. You'll start with a basic axe and explore a small space with forests and a stone deposit. As you play, you'll be able to chop down trees for wood, mine stone with a pickaxe, sell your resources for gold, and then use the gold to upgrade your tools, or use the gold for this NPC with a fully fledged dialogue system where he asks you to collect 500 gold for him. The game world will be built using Unity's terrain tools. We will also implement a fully working sound system, and as you can see, if I stop the game and start it again, we have implemented a save and load system which saves the resources you've collected and the current position of your player. Everything you see on screen was built in Unity, and throughout the series I'll show you exactly how each system works step by step. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up the Unity Hub. Then I'm going to create a new project. I will use the universal 3D template and I will use Unity version 6000.4.1f1. But as long as you're using Unity 6 or later, I think you'll be just fine. Now that Unity has opened up, I will first go ahead and do a bit of cleanup. I will remove the README assets, and I will also be deleting this default input system. Now that's out of the way, we can go ahead and add our first person controller. For the first person controller, we will use the starter assets first person straight from Unity Technologies. It's free on the asset store. This is basically just a drag and drop first person controller with sprint and jump functionality as well. The reason we're doing this instead of creating our own is that creating our own first person controller would take a lot of time, and even then it might not be as good as this one. If you, however, would still like a tutorial on how to create your own, then go ahead and leave a comment and I will create a tutorial on that as well. But for now, let's just add that to our assets. Then when you've done that, you can open it up in Unity. From there, it will open up your package manager and you can go ahead and import it into your project. This will give you a warning saying you need some dependencies. This is because it will also install stuff like Cinemachine. You can go ahead and install an upgrade. This might take some time depending on your internet connection. Now you get this import window where you can see all of the things we're going to get into our project. There is also the scenes folder, which contains a demo scene with the player controller already added. I will just untick this as this will take up some space on my hard drive. But if you want the demo scene, just go ahead and import that as well. Now it says in project and we're ready to use it. So we're going to go ahead and close out our package manager window. Now we have the starter assets folder. We will import more assets into our project. So I will go ahead and create a new folder called imported assets and drag my starter assets folder into here. Now in our starter assets folder, we can find the first person controller folder, and then we have our prefabs folder. In here we have the main camera, the nested parent, the player capsule, and the player follow camera. We will not be needing the nested parent, so you can go ahead and select all of these three, the main camera, the player capsule, and the player follow camera. Just drag them straight into your hierarchy. We will not be needing two main cameras, so I will delete the default one. You can also see the one we've imported has this icon, which just means it has a Cinemachine brain. Then we have this player camera root. This is what we want our player follow camera to follow. So if you select the player follow camera in the hierarchy, you can see it has the follow property. We will take the player camera root and drag inside of here. Now the last thing we need is just a ground for our players to walk on. So I will right click and create a new plane. I will just name it ground for now. I will just make our plane a bit larger. And then to visualize a bit easier that we're actually moving, I will just add a few cubes around the scene. Now we can go ahead and open up our game view and hit play. And now you can see we can look around using the mouse. We can move using the WASD keys. If we hold down left shift, we will sprint. Not much of a speed boost, but you can change that in the inspector. And by pressing space, we will jump. So now we have a fully functional first person controller already in our game with a camera follow. The last thing I want to do before ending off the video is getting rid of that annoying waiting time when hitting the play button. So we will go to edit, then project settings, then in the editor tab, scroll down to where it says enter play mode settings and change this from reload domain and scene to do not reload domain or scene. Now when we hit the play button, the game will start almost instantly. That is all for this video. In the next video, we will add an axe to our player and also add animations to the axe so that we can swing it by clicking the left mouse button. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.